Hey y'all, welcome to Pink Shade. It's Monday. It's Malfeasance Monday. It's Misdemeanor Monday. It's Maximum Sentence Monday.
Mouth hole Monday.
Oh shit. You're right.
Yeah, mouth hole Monday could work.
That's a good one. That's a good one, Keisha.
Well, most definitely when Life After Lockup comes back on in December, because mouth hole will be on. For
Which
sure.
one? Which
We got
mouth hole?
Sean back. We got Sean back. Sean and
No.
Sarah.
Sean.
Yes. Good old Sean.
Damn. I'm tired of seeing them. We're done with them, I think.
I mean, I don't know what else they have to show.
We don't want to talk about their sex swing in their bedroom that they don't use. We don't care.
And their jacuzzi, their blow-up jacuzzi in the living room.
Was it you that sent me a link to that the other day? It was like, you can get a blow. Somebody sent me a link. I was like, I don't need one. Thank you. I'm good.
Oh, boy. He tried. He tried everything he could to save that marriage. So,
oh,
we'll see
God.
how it's going.
It's so funny. Well, I will tell you, I had some exciting news over the weekend in that I became a great aunt for the third time.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. My niece had her little baby boy, George. And he's not Boy George. His name is George.
Like Prince George.
Exactly. Yes. And oh my goodness gracious, is he a little fluffer, little fat little baby? You just want to squeeze him and eat him. Oh my gosh. Oh.
Don't you just love, like, literally, it is almost crazy when you hear an adult say they could eat a baby, but literally babies make you want to eat them. They just look so fluffy and juicy and just want to grab them.
It's a weird sensation that you get when you get real, like real aggressive. Real aggressive about how you feel about the baby. It's real strange.
There's a name for it, because James told me that I severely have it, because I just want to smother myself in their baby fat and their cheeks. It's just,
dogs too. But dogs too.
I agree.
I'm like, I'm just gonna get that puppy and I'm gonna just eat it. And it's just not right. It's just not right.
It's really. I wonder if other people in the world are like how we are when it comes to babies and dogs and wanting to eat them.
Yeah, I mean, some people feel that way about kittens, so we can't forget about the cat people out there.
True.
But it's real interesting, and it's that comedian. It's Nikki Glazer. It's the blonde girl. Anyway, she's the one that has like a whole comedy thing about it, and she's just like, "Why do we get so aggressive?" And we say, like, I'm going to eat that baby. And then somebody else will come out and be like, you should eat that baby. I'm going to eat its leg. Oh, you should eat that leg. Oh, you should eat the foot. And other people join in and everybody wants to eat the baby. And but that's how I feel. It's real. I don't actually want to eat the baby. It just makes you get real aggressive with your love.
Makes you happy. It makes you so happy and just giddy. And, you're just all about it. It's a real sensation right there.
Yeah. Yeah. My sister has sent over a video of my niece's husband with the baby, and the baby's like going, ooh, 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 making those little baby noises, and you're just like, oh my gosh, gonna have to eat that
when
baby.
They do certain things with their lips that circle, I don't know what it is. But I have it, and we're having another baby at the end of November, and I just can't wait to see him.
Oh, yes. Is it a little boy? Is it a boy? Do you know?
It is. We're finally getting a boy. And, they do those 3D images now that are like super real.
Yeah.
And they sent us pictures of it yesterday. It is my brother's whole entire face with extra cheeks.
Isn't that wild?
Isn't that just crazy? And I just so happened to be going through a box today and saw Skylar's ultrasound. You don't know what the fuck that is.
No.
What am I looking at?
No. Yeah. So once somebody points it out to you, you're like, all right, I can kind of see it.
Yeah.
But like, there would be no way, in the ultrasound that we got of John when he was a baby, like when they're like, and you can see, like, here's the outline of the penis. Like, I would have never known that. I would have never known that's what that was.
I'm sure your two kids and my kid, if you look at their ultrasound, they're the same kid. because we don't know what we're looking at.
Yeah. You have to look at the date to see what it was. Yeah.
Oh no, that's my baby. Okay, never mind. Sorry. Yeah, you just can't. We got just as excited about it as we do with these 3D ultrasounds.
Yeah. Speaking of pregnancy, I just noticed that you're logged in as Andy's belly. Girl, that ain't right.
Andy's belly needs his own series. He needs a 30-minute series of his own. That was the breakout star of last night's episode.
I didn't even make a note of it because I was like, I'm not even going to go there. Pretty sure Keisha will. So I'll just.
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah. Yes, we will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get started with these jokers. Let's start with Joynomi and Redd. Now, if you have any news from the internet about any of these people, just interrupt me and let me know, because sometimes you come out with some good news. Good news from the internet.
Yes.
So we open up with this ragtag group standing out there with their homemade signs that make no sense.
They did it. You know, they tried to explain my name is free, but
no,
it still didn't make any sense at all. No. Inside joke, I guess.
Maybe it is an inside joke.
Yeah.
So they're out there standing there with their signs, and we do see on one of the signs that it was July 28th, because one of the signs says like Freedom Day or starting your life again, and it says 7/28. I guess 23. Yeah. So I didn't see that part. So Redd comes out and he hugs and kisses everybody, and he hugs and kisses on Joy, and he's like, oh yeah, this is my baby. This is the missing piece to my puzzle. She never said I can't do this, and she left. She just always was with me. She's always by my side. I'm trying to get married to her today.
Okay, well, she did kind of leave you at least 3 times that we know of, and kind of went and did her own thing. I don't know, but I tell you what, those kissing scenes between the two of them and all that,
I know,
disgusting to me.
I know.
I couldn't take it. It was a lot for me in my stomach.
What do you think about Redd? He's got a real interesting face.
He does, and he's got that almost chestnutty color to his brown eyes, and it was so funny because I was watching it and my mom was watching it in the other room, and she called me. She goes, do you see his hair? Like, what is with his hair? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't think you can have fake hair in prison. She's like,
no, that's definitely his hair.
It's his hair, but it's fucking long.
It's long.
It's long and thick. Yeah, his mom and sister didn't get that hair from what we've seen.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe because he's been in prison for so long and he's just letting it grow, and he doesn't have any products to destroy it or any heat or anything on it. Yeah, it's just growing yeah.
Yeah, I need to write him and say, look, whenever you cut that hair off, send it to me so I can make a wig. Because that's some long hair. That's like 22 inches right there. I need that. Right. I mean, yeah, I'll pay you good.
I couldn't quite figure out about his face. Like, his face looks like a baby face, but it almost looks like a doll almost.
Yeah, because his nose is really like you said, like a baby doll's almost.
Like a little baby doll, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't go with his size at all.
No, or his voice or his manliness or whatever. It was very he's interesting looking. So yeah. So they smooch out some more and whatever. And so Esther says, seeing him come out is like having, given birth all over. It's brand new. And of course, she's super emotional. And then they all hug and kiss the family more. And he hugs and kisses Joy some more. And then Joy takes a picture of him with his family while they hold the same picture of the family. Did you notice this?
I did not. I didn't notice.
Esther is holding up a framed picture. Okay. And it's literally the exact same people in the picture in the exact same colored clothes in the exact same pose. Like the Louie is like in a red shirt, crouched on the bottom. Like mom's in a yellow shirt. Like they planned it so they could retake the exact same picture.
That's weird.
It was, how some people redo like a baby picture?
Yes, but it was the same day and no one was a baby. Everyone was their same age.
I mean, I was like, did they all go to visit him in prison and now they're remaking this picture on the outside? Like, I couldn't quite.
I don't know.
But it was fascinating.
That's a little bit odd to me.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at it. I was like, it looks like they took this picture 7 minutes ago and then put it in a frame. And then did a producer have a printer in their car? Like, what's happening?
Well, let me ask you: was Joynomi in the frame picture?
No, that's why she was taking the picture because I don't want her in
Okay,
that redo of the picture.
I was gonna try to make sense of it and say maybe they took a picture with Joynomi included, and somehow, and I'm reaching here, digitally put it in one of those digital picture frames, held it
Okay.
up so Joy can make another picture, but she was included in the picture. Yeah, it don't make sense.
You're giving these
I'm going
people
way too. Yes, I
you're
am.
giving them a lot of credit. These
I
people can't even
am.
spell their signs correctly.
You're absolutely 100% correct, and I feel a little bit
Okay.
dumber trying the fact that I tried to explain it like I did.
Yeah, it must have been a picture that they took last year, and they were like, "We're going to retake it when you're free." Or so. Anyway, if anybody knows, let us know.
Please.
So, Joy says, the last few days I have felt kind of, interrogated, but him coming out and saying, this is my woman. And, I hope his family sees that. And I don't know, as far as females sending him money, I don't know. It is something to think about, but not right now, like, let's just be in the moment and do some other stuff, like make another baby. Girl, what are
This will
you
be your
talking
first
about?
time making a baby because you never made a baby with this person before. You may potentially made it with 3 other guys. You just don't know which one. But you
What?
most definitely have not made a baby with Redd.
Like, what is she talking about? Make another
She's
baby.
delusional.
It's been 11 minutes since he got out of prison.
Well, I mean, that was like Raneka whenever Asonta got out of prison and they were getting it on and she's like, let's make a baby. That these women, they're like 300 steps ahead of these men.
These are not good ideas. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
No, they're not.
So now they're getting in the car and they're heading out from the prison. And he's saying, oh, I can't believe I was in there. Goodbye. They go to the catfish kettle, which I got to say, in where
What's that
I'm
mean?
from, we have a catfish haven.
Oh.
And I don't like catfish, but those are the best fried pickles you'll ever have in your whole
Ooh.
damn life. So good.
How can you not like catfish? Catfish is so good.
I don't like any fish. Not one
Oh.
bite of fish at all. Nothing.
No seafood at all?
Sometimes, no, sometimes I'll do a fried shrimp, but that's about it. Yeah.
I mean, I'm hungry right now just talking about this shit. I'm like thinking about like I need to tell producer James to, go ahead and place me an order real quick of some catfish and some shrimp.
Yeah, I do love some fried shrimp. So they talk, and they're at the catfish kettle and they're talking. And he
Mm-hmm.
says to his family, he's like, I know I let you all down, and everybody
Mm-hmm.
cries. And this was interesting because his niece, Paris, says, you missed my high school graduation and
Right.
my college graduation. I just got a new house and a
Mm-hmm.
car, and I have a job, and you've missed all of it.
Yeah.
That's a
A, lo-
lot. A
a lot
lot.
can happen in 10 years.
Yeah. And so he's like, I know, and I'm so sorry. And then we see him in a talking head. And he goes, I was really selfish for a long time. I was on drugs. I was doing whatever I wanted to do. But, once I was in prison, I actually learned and talked to my family more. And I love them so
Mm-hmm.
much. And I'm so grateful, which is interesting
Right.
because he got sober and then he was like, oh, shit. But also, he was
He
apparently
was in there
fighting a
acting
lot.
up. He was out in there acting a goddamn fool because for you to be in the hole he was in the hole so much that his time was extended.
Doubled almost.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Because he
you were
kept
doing a
having to
lot
go in the
more than
hole.
you were doing a lot more than talking to your family, being spiritual and finding the Lord and finding sobriety while you were in
Mm-mm.
prison. Yeah.
That's right. So mom says, now, how do you feel with joy here? Like, we are all feeling complete and we also have
Mm-hmm.
joy here and we are accepting her. But however,
Yeah.
we were upset with Joy for not coming to visit you and all
Mm-hmm.
that. And then, of course, there was the pregnancy.
Yeah.
And he goes, yeah, I got to say, Joy's been there for me. But, with the pregnancy, that I was hurt. That was
Mm-hmm.
a hard thing. But I think that we're going to get through it. And Joy goes, okay, so all we're ever talking about is my cheating and everything, but he's home now. He's home now. And yeah, so I'm going to show I'm loyal. Like, this is my baby.
Mm-hmm.
This is my man.
Look, if you cheat on my brother and have a whole human being, it's on site every time I see you. We're going to have a conversation about it. To the day I feel like we shouldn't have a conversation about it. Sorry. Get used to it, bitch.
And Destiny's over there just looking like, okay.
You can't stand her.
So So mom says, now, Redd, Graylin, does Joy know that you had two other ladies sending me money to send to her? And he goes, I don't know. I don't care. We're just friends. We're just friends. And she goes, well, like, who
Mm,
are those people?
yeah.
And he looks at her and he's like stuffing a crab leg in his mouth. And he goes, really? After all you've done? Look, I
No,
don't care.
no.
He goes,
Right?
I got friends. You got friends. So just don't worry
Uh-huh.
about it.
And I
And
haven't
she goes,
made a baby with my friends.
well, I mean, hadn't had a chance yet. And
True. Very true.
and she goes, well, so you didn't even tell me about this though, and they were just sending you money. Like I should just like know the real truth. And he goes, look, the truth is, I didn't flirt with these people. I didn't have sex with these people. So don't worry about it. And she goes, that's okay. That's okay. So I believe you, babe. And like, I don't want to
Ugh.
be like a nag or like accusing you of cheating because I'm just not that kind of person. So I'm just okay. Pass the salt. Just
That
like,
voice says nothing but nag. That is the voice of a nagger right there.
oh my God, when I tell you, this girl is not playing with a full deck.
No, no, she's not.
Mm-mm,
Uh-uh.
mm-mm.
Sway at the tender age of 3 has more sense than his mother does.
I know, bless
Yeah.
him. So he goes out and stands in the sun. He's like, oh my God, just being out here in this air and this sun, it feels so good. I was in the hole
Right.
before this for 30 days.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
before that, 2 years. I mean, so he borrows a phone from his cousin or somebody, and
Mhm.
he calls a lady of
Of
some sort.
course.
And he goes, well, she can't FaceTime because she's at work, I guess. So then he tells us in his talking head, he goes, yeah, I got about 8 women sending me money.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, I love Joy. Like, that's my girl. Like, I love Joy. But, here's the deal. I just love women. And I've been in prison for so long and didn't get I just
Mhm.
had to talk to men all the time. So I just really prefer talking to women. And that's it. And so
Yeah.
is everybody buying that? Everybody around here buying that?
And
All right.
he especially loves to talk to women who send him money to send to his girlfriend. He really likes them.
So these girls send money
Mhm.
to Esther, who then sends it
Mhm.
to Joy, but Joy is
Right.
giving all her money to Redd. I am so confused.
It's girl math.
Okay, it's some kind of math. It's some kind of math
Mhm.
because she's giving him money. So
Right.
why don't these women send him money directly?
I
I
don't
don't get
know.
it. I
I
don't
don't
get
get
it.
it. I don't know. He may be telling the girls to send money to his mom from him. Who knows?
Yeah, it's definitely a big, big accounting circle that I don't understand.
I think we're gonna find out. I think
I hope
everything's gonna
so.
start adding up. Yeah.
It sounds real smart. Remember when Lizzie was in prison and she had like all the other
Yes.
inmates working for her because she had
Hmm.
so many games running and the money was just like, these people are financial geniuses, really.
If they would only use all of that smartness for good, but
Yeah,
they choose not to. Even when
yeah,
they get out, they still choose not to. It's just like,
yeah.
oh well,
Yeah. Oh
we're
Lord.
blessed, but I don't know.
All right, let's go on to your favorite couple, Andy and Brittney.
Hmm.
Um, Now, these two are still, we open where we left off. These two were talking about, going fishing and we'll go
Hmm.
out there and just have some peace with nature. And we could just
Right.
pretend like we're talking like we were on your visits when you were in prison, when we were on solid ground. What do you think? So she goes, okay. Like she literally tried to break up with him and he did not accept it. So,
He's not getting it at all. He is. I
mm-mm.
mean, she has 1,000 red flags in front of him, and he is colorblind.
You are exactly right on that, girl. So
He
she
just don't
goes,
want to see it.
fine. So they walk in the house and he goes, hey, I'm going to make some breakfast. She goes, great.
Yeah.
Perfect. She is so furious about this breakfast.
I mean, I love a good breakfast food. I don't care how mad I am. I mean, that's gonna pump me up a few octaves a little bit. I'm gonna be
I
a little bit
know.
happy. Pancakes and sausage? Are you
I
kidding me?
know. I saw that pancakes and sausage. I was like, that's some good. And he was like really making those pancakes.
He
They weren't
really
like frozen.
was.
Yeah.
I'm like, I want a plate.
So she's in the bathroom getting ready and she goes, here's
Mhm.
the thing. I want to cry, but I don't want any tears to come out. And I'm triggered. I'm triggered to use by this situation, and I'm trying to get rid of that feeling. So she has now told us that she wants to use, and she's triggered,
Mhm.
and she's trying to get rid of the feeling, but she is triggered, and it's not because of him. It's
No, it's
because
not.
the situation is stressful, and what she does in a stressful situation is look for a way to get rid of the stress. So
But she's the
he's it.
stressor, and I don't think she realizes it. Like, the situation is really, all she has to do is play cool. You know what I mean? This guy's
Yeah,
fixing your food. He's giving you money, a place to live. I mean, what the fuck else do you want at this point? I
yeah.
don't get it.
Just be like, I'm
Just
not
be
ready to
cool.
be intimate with you, and
Yeah, that's
yeah.
it. He ain't going nowhere.
No, absolutely
Yeah.
not. So he's in the kitchen talking to himself, going, all she needs is a home cooked meal and some fresh air, and I think she's going to be fine. So she comes in and sees what he's making. She goes, I thought you didn't like pancakes. And he goes, well, Brittney, I'm trying to be accommodating and I'm trying to do things you like. And she's such a bitch. She goes, why would you do that? Because all you're doing is just giving me what I like, so I would never get to know the real you.
Oh, that sounds like the perfect man to me.
I
Giving me
mean,
everything that I like. I mean, and maybe he was just making the pancakes for her and he wasn't going to eat the pancakes himself.
maybe he
I
was
don't,
just going to have a sausage breakfast. Who cares?
exactly. I mean, producer James is allergic to chicken, but he'll still make and buy me chicken because he loves me. That's the same
Yeah,
thing here. Yeah.
it's bizarre. So he goes, so she's like, I'm not getting to know the real you. And he goes, actually, you're getting to know the best version of me because I'm
Mm-hmm.
compromising and meeting in the middle.
Right.
And she goes, oh, okay. So you're just willing to eat pancakes and go fishing. I was like, wow, she is searching for any excuse to hate him. I mean, she is really grasping at straws here.
She's getting meaner each week. Just
She's
meaner.
getting meaner by the minute. I mean, she
She's getting
is.
mad over good food that someone's making. Okay, bitch, go back to prison and eat those pancakes.
I mean, so then she goes, listen, when are you going to give me that other 700? Because you said you had 1,200 and you only gave me the 5. And I gave that 500 to my kids.
No, she
What?
didn't.
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't. No.
And he goes, well, that's fine. I'm going to go to the bank and get that for you on Monday because I can't take
Mm-hmm.
that much out of an ATM on the weekend.
And
And she
that's
goes,
true. I mean, most people, it's like $500 for some people that they could take out of the ATM.
yeah, I mean, all of a sudden now she's a financial genius. Um, so she goes, be honest with me. Are you broke? I mean, what about that car? You said that car is mine. And did you mean that? Do I have the title of the car? And he goes,
What?
uh, and he goes, no, it's financed. And it's in my name. It's financed. And so I just thought you just drive me to work every day, use the
Right.
car until I can find a different way to get to work. But then that's your car. And she's like, back and forth, back and forth. Like, if it's still in your name, then that's a loan and that's not a gift. And how do you think you're giving it to me? He was like, I said, she's just arguing to argue. She's just looking
Yes,
for
she
reasons
is.
to hate him.
Yeah, I mean,
And
because
she's like,
none of that made sense at all. I'm like, he's giving you a car. Okay, he didn't say he was going out to go buy your car cash money and giving it to you. He's still giving you a damn car. I don't have a pot to piss in.
I mean, she goes, that's not giving, that's loaning, and that's control, and that's what it is. You lied, and you're full of shit. And meanwhile, he's just buttering the pancakes.
Yes, he is. And I'm just over there. Oh, I wish producer James could make me some pancakes right now. Ooh, extra butter. I love it. I wonder, is that syrup warm? I'm all about the food this episode.
I was like, wow.
I mean, I could be
I
mad,
do.
but I'm going to be in a good mood while you're feeding me.
I do pancakes and like homemade waffles sometimes for the kids. And
Oh,
then I always do. John's always like, will you do the butter and the syrup for me? Because he knows I'm a sucker and I'll do it. But I
yeah.
always put the syrup in like a little container and put it in the microwave. And then so when you pour it on, it's nice and hot. Yeah.
Hot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
And he did everything but that. He did everything except for warm up the syrup. That's it.
But I bet he was about to.
He probably was.
So in the talking head, she goes, he told me that coming out of prison, he was going to give me money, a phone, and a car. I didn't ask for these things, but he just said he was going to give them to me. And my whole thing is like, mean what you say and say what you mean. And don't go back on it. Like, stick to it. Be a stable force in my life. He has no intentions of helping me. He wanted me to come out here and be dependent on him. Okay, well, you got nobody else to be dependent on.
No, I mean, he gave you a place to live, so therefore you're not homeless or living with a meth head.
Right.
You know, to me, that looks pretty damn stable, except for the fact you might have to kiss Andy, which that's super gross. But other than that, I mean, what do you need? What else do you need?
So we come back from the commercial and she goes, we're back where she's like, you lied, you're full of shit. And he goes, how am I full of shit? Do you
Right.
want me to show you my bank statement? And she goes, yeah. So he pulls up his phone and it says $2,755. And she goes,
Mhm.
okay. So how are you going to give me $1,200 when you only have this much? Well, first of all, he's already given you $500. He only owes you $700.
Exactly. Yeah. She's
And
yeah.
um, and then he goes, because that's what I said I would do. And she goes, okay, so go get the money out. I think most ATMs, the limit is 800, not 500.
'Cause she
Again,
works
now
at a bank Yes,
she's all of a
she
sudden,
does. Mhm.
a financial genius.
Yes, she is.
And he goes, not with my bank and
Mhm.
not when there's been fraud on the account. She goes, let me see the fraud then. Now, this is where Andy goes off
Which
the rails a little
yeah.
bit.
Well,
Because up to this
he
point, we were
did.
Team Andy. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and we already all knew and accepted the fact that he lied about that fraud. We knew the fraud was really him. But then he just tries to stretch the lie out a little bit too much.
He could have been like, she doesn't seem so nice, so I think I'm only going to give her 500 till I know she's really on board with this. And that's his prerogative
That
too.
makes perfect. Yeah, because he didn't have to give her shit.
But why, I mean, like, why 1,200 in the first place? Like, why was that the number?
And
So,
personally, to me, I don't think someone who has a drug problem and just got out of prison needs to have $1,200 in cash. I just don't.
or 500.
That's true.
No.
That's true.
So she says, let me see it on the phone. So he goes, all right. So he starts to pull it up on his phone. And then this is where he lost this. He goes, well, I hadn't
Yeah.
been able to report it, because I can't even access my card. And so if I can't access my card, then I can't access my money. And
Mhm. Yeah.
And she goes, he shows her something that says like underground gambling. And he goes,
Mhm.
am I an online gambler? No. And she goes, yes. He
Yes,
goes,
you
no.
are.
And she goes, yeah, you are. And this is funny because it's like, yes, no, yes, no. And then
Right?
in his talking head, he goes, have I gambled before?
Mhm.
Yes. But
Okay.
not like this or with that specific website. This is
Mhm.
legitimate fraud, okay? So
Sure, Dan. Sure, Dan.
she goes, so you said you reported fraud and that's why you couldn't give me the rest of the money. And he goes,
Mhm.
I said I had fraud, not that I
Right.
reported the fraud. I was like, oh God, here we go. So
Oh,
the
poor
production
Andy.
says, is it gambling? Were you gambling or was it
Mhm.
fraud? And he goes, I don't care. Believe what you want. And, I see now I'm looking at it and I see this as a money grab. Like, what is going on with you that you need that 700 right now today? Which is a
He's
fair
got a
question.
good point. It really is a good point, but you're still lying, Andy. Everybody in the world knows that you're lying. We knew you were lying when you said fraud the first time. We're like, okay, you
See,
just
I
saying.
didn't. I believed him the first time.
Oh,
But
not
now,
me. I'm like, he's lying. Mm-mm.
but listen, he should have never told her to give her that $1,200. That was his first mistake.
Because he
You know?
didn't have to give her anything, and
No.
all he needed to do was give her some what everyone else does. You get a little bit of clothes,
Yep.
you get an iPhone, and you
Yep.
get a place to live. I
I
mean,
mean,
there you
it's pretty
go.
good.
I think so too.
So
Better than
he
being on
takes
the
his
streets.
mic off, and this is where we got a real good shot
Ooh.
of his undercarriage. And
And the back carriage. We got a little bit of back too. We got some back in
oh,
there.
it's just
I mean, even a blind person would choose not to see that. That's how bad it was.
so he says.
He
So
was
he
proud of
said
it too. He didn't hurry
he
up and
did.
try to put that shirt down.
He didn't
Came.
care.
He's like, you gonna see it all today. This is the real me. All $2,700 I have in the bank and all this belly. It's all
He,
yours.
he did not care. He
No.
did not care. And so he takes it off, and he's like, "All right, now come get your stuff out of the car." And I don't know what that means. Like, what stuff is in
Me
the
neither.
car, or did he mean the production team come get your GoPros out of the car? Like, as he's
I don't
going
know.
somewhere? Yeah,
Well, I would be saying, go get your shit and put it in the car and let me know where I can drop you off at.
because I'm
Because you
dropping
don't
you to
want
the
to
bus
be
stop.
here.
Yeah,
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 you don't want to be here. And I'm not about to live like this every single day, even though it's only been 2 damn days. She's put
yeah.
him
I don't.
through a lot.
Yeah, because she doesn't follow him out, so I think he might have been talking to production, like, "Come get the GoPros out of the car," or
Okay.
whatever.
Okay.
And as he walks out, she just laughs and eats that
Hmm.
pancake. She just is like, "Well, this is a
Hmm.
good pancake, and I'm just gonna laugh." So
Yeah.
she goes, "Honestly, I think he thought I would just go out, get out of prison, and go along to get along and go with the program and be a gullible housewife. I mean, I may have been an addict, but I can walk circles around this fucking bullshit. Well, all right.
I mean,
And
all right,
then
girl.
she says a full-on lie. She says, I was excited to see where this relationship goes. No, you weren't.
You weren't.
No, you weren't. She
No.
says, but I don't have the patience to try to dig up the truth on you. And he doesn't have a shot at a stable relationship because he has to start mending and fixing his own faults in himself. Okay, now you're going to do therapy talk,
Okay.
Brittney? Really?
She's
Really?
all kinds of professionals right now. I mean, she's got a degree in every goddamn thing right about now. It's just like, all right, why don't you go write a book while you're at it, Brittney? I
Oh,
mean,
she's so smart.
jeez.
So he's outside and he says to production, I don't give a rat's ass what anyone thinks, but I'm not a fucking gambler with anybody's money and I'm not interested in material things. This whole situation is fucked.
Yeah,
And she's
he's
just
right.
inside eating her pancakes like, well, thank God he could have left so I could eat these pancakes in
I
peace.
can enjoy my food like I wanted to in the first place.
Oh, my Lord. Well, I was thinking, Keisha, that when she finally gets out and gets her own money, or if he gives her the
Mhm,
rest of her money, she should go
mhm.
shopping for some clothes that she picks out herself so she doesn't have to wear all those t-shirts.
Yeah.
And I think she should go look at Quince because Quince are high-end luxury clothes without the prices. Now, Keisha, you know I'm bougie. We've discussed this a lot. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We know.
And I got an email from Quince this morning with some things that were like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be buying those this afternoon. They have the most gorgeous like suede gloves that I saw in my email this morning.
Ooh.
They were like $39. I mean, like they're just the prices are crazy. And so they have amazing cashmere. They have this gorgeous silk. You know, I've gotten a couple of cashmere sweaters. I got my son a cashmere sweater. I got him these amazing pants. And also something that they have that you guys might know about. So they have like a home section and they have a travel section. If you go to the
Mhm.
travel section, go and check out those suitcases and don't tell me they don't look exactly like other brands of suitcases that we won't mention. But when you go and you look, so like you look at the
Mhm.
suitcases, because I'm looking at them for our trip to Europe, you go at the bottom, like I've told you, they have that chart and they have 3 other
Mhm.
brands to compare them to that is the exact same product and the price difference. These are like less than half than those other brands. So
Wow.
I'm good. That's what I'm gonna be buying. And my son has been wearing the cute, cute pants I got him that are like jeans, but they're like navy, you know?
Yes.
So Quince has the timeless classics that never go out of style, the kind that you keep in your closet forever. And the items are 50 to 80% less than similar brands because they partner directly with the top factories. They cut the cost of the middleman and they pass the savings on. And Quince only works with the factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices with premium fabrics and finishes. And I love that part too. Like I said, my son is wearing those pants. He looks so cute in them. I'm going to get him some khaki ones next. I'm going to get all sorts of stuff tonight. My husband's out of town. I'm online shopping when he's
Uh-oh.
not looking.
Oh
Uh-oh.
boy.
So I have worn my cashmere sweater once, and then all of a sudden it got to be 80 degrees today
Right. Yeah.
because, you know, global warming and whatnot. But when
Mhm.
it gets cold next week, I'll be back in that cashmere sweater. So
Nice.
get affordable luxury with Quince. You're going to go to quince.com/pinkshade for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. So if on day 363 you go, this is not for me, you can still return it. That's crazy.
Nice.
That's Quince, QUINCE.com/pinkshade. You're going to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/pinkshade. All right, let's move on to Louie and his teeth. And
Or
speaking of
lack
mouthful,
thereof.
mm-hmm,
Or lack
mm-hmm.
thereof. Yeah. Mhm.
This was a situation where I looked away from the television quite a bit and was grateful to have my computer to look at or look at my dogs because I was not going to be looking directly at the camera during this dental appointment that's coming up.
Oh boy. It was
How about you? You were probably really studying it.
Well, you know what I actually really studied
Mm-hmm.
was when they showed the picture of him younger and we got a good view of his teeth.
Uh-huh.
They weren't shaped that great to begin with, and you could kind of understand like how they fall now that some of them
Yeah, they
some things
weren't.
just made a little bit more sense.
He never had braces or anything. No.
No, clearly no. No, 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 no,
Mm-mm.
no, no, no. They were just kind of badly shaped in there where he should have gotten braces. Good
Yeah.
job, Donna.
Way to go,
Yeah.
Donna. Shit. So use some of that Miller Lite money for braces. So he comes home from being with his buddy at the pizza place with a heart-shaped
Mhm.
pizza.
Yes.
She's working out there at the Holiday Inn Express gym or whatever. And she, they just have this whole kind of fake conversation where she's, she doesn't like him flirting and
Right.
touching other women. And she's happy about the pizza. And he's like, let's go to the room. And she decides that she will try to trust him. And he's like, I'm not going to touch any other girls inappropriately. Okay. It's like,
And
all
I
right.
think I felt bad for her when she finally admitted. She goes, I'm just scared you're going to go look for someone better.
Yeah. And he's like, there
Yeah.
is no one better. This seemed to be a
And he
genuine
seems
scene.
he was very sincere when he said that.
I think he's very into her.
I think he is too. He likes her. He even likes her crazy. He likes her.
Yeah. I think he likes,
Mhm.
I mean, look at his mother. He's used to a little bit of
He's
crazy.
used to, yeah.
Yeah.
He knows about the cray. Most
Yeah.
definitely. Yes.
So they're in the car and, they're talking about how she's being really supportive, with him with all the
Mhm.
dental stuff. And she's
Yeah.
like, well, I really want you to feel confident. And I know that you don't feel confident and maybe that would make you not apply for certain jobs and stuff like that.
True.
So, and then she's like, look, it's the teeth are a fixable issue. This is something I can help him with. And he doesn't have any money right now. So I'll help him get his teeth fixed. I mean, I want him to be more confident. Wait, do I want him to be more confident?
It was when she did the 2 fingers to kind of show like what his teeth are like.
Yeah, she did. She was like,
oh. Yeah, and that's how they look too.
Yes. So funny. So they go in and the hygienist and the doctor are talking to him. And he says, look, I just got out of prison. I did a lot of drugs before that. And so in prison, what they would do, they would do temporary fillings. So then the temporary fillings would fall out. The tooth would decay. And then when the tooth decays, they just pull it out. And I was like,
Yeah.
So I was just looking away, looking down at the dogs, happy that my son was bringing me
Wasn't that bad?
a chicken Caesar wrap. Son was bringing me some food. I was looking everywhere but the television. I was so glad it wasn't a Mikey and Chelsea scene where I'd have to look at the TV to read it. I could just
Yes.
listen and type. I mean, I could not look at it, Keisha. I could not look.
I'd rather look at him and all his 5 teeth on top than listen to Joy and Redd slobbering each other down. That that disgusted me. Really?
Disagree.
That made my stomach turn a little bit.
I'd rather look at Red's little doll face slurping down Joynomi than looking at these 5 teeth and then okay. So Dr. Leah is the dentist and she says, well, here's the first choice is you will remove the rest of your teeth and then you would have dentures. And the other option, of course, is implants. And of course, Melissa's like, no.
Bridges? Is it just...
I think his bone structure in his mouth, those are the 2 choices, is what she's saying. She's like, implants are really expensive. And Melissa's like, I really think like if you're going to fix your teeth, like let's do it right. I mean, he's so young, let's just spend the money, fix it, finance it, whatever. And he says, all right. And she goes, I'm just against the dentures. It's like grandpa mouth. Like I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'm going to see his teeth in there. And they are really young. It's not like they're in their 60s or something,
Right.
and maybe you'd have to get them anyway. But implants, listen, my sister has 1 implant, 1, because for a tooth that broke off when she was a kid, she's repaired it so many times that finally at age 50 something, she did an implant. I mean, it is a 6-month process.
Yeah.
They are drilling into the bone in your mouth. I mean, it is
Lord.
And it's very expensive. Very.
It is.
Very.
I've heard like in the area of like 10,000, 12,000.
Like a tooth sometimes. Sometimes for one, depending on what they have to do, it could be 10,000 a tooth. And it's a lot. And because it's considered cosmetic, no insurance will pay for it,
Nope.
So they do the x-rays for him because, the dentist is like, let's do the x-rays. Let's see what's going on. And then let's talk about our options. So she says, listen, I can't just do straight implants here because of your sinuses. Your sinuses are too low. So this is going to involve a lot of surgeries. We're going to have to do a sinus lift in the inside and then bone grafts to get the bone so that they could do the implant into the bone. His sinuses are too low. Yeah, well, I mean, it's a lot.
It sounds like Jenna Lyons talking about her teeth. Jeez.
But he ain't got no Jenna Lyons money. I mean,
not even close. He has no money, zero. He may have the $200 I think they give you when you get released from prison, but that's it.
No, he just blew it on the $150 for the the fee to even go to the doctor.
Right.
So it's a lot. It'll be a lot of surgeries. It's way more than just placing an implant or two. It's very expensive. And she goes, we can discuss prices and options for you. So let's
Mhm.
go see the money man, okay? And he says to the doctor, it seems like dentures are going to be the best choice. And Melissa goes, we don't know. Like, let's go find out. So they go
Right.
talk to the money guy. And the money guy says, dentures, a whole set of dentures, the whole everything to take all the teeth out and everything, do the dentures is going to be about 4,880, which seems pretty reasonable.
And then we're talking
And
about people that don't have dental insurance. I mean, they're having to pay everything straight out of pocket.
yeah, I mean, $5,000 is a lot of money.
Yeah. Yeah, it
But let me
is.
tell you what, if you have 5 teeth in your head, eventually you're gonna pay that much in dental care anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
So you
Yeah.
may as well pull them out and start over.
Mhm.
So, and of course, I'm like, is this dentist giving any kind of kickback since they're featured on the show? Maybe she give
Right.
them a break. So, a full set of implants, if you're going with the Cadillac version, it's gonna be about 40,000.
God damn.
35 to 40. And he
Ooh.
goes, okay, thanks. All right. Thank you so much. We have a lot to think about. And that's all we
Right.
get from them.
But we
And
do
I,
see him going back to in previews going
yeah,
back to the dentist's office. We just don't know what
yeah.
he's going to get.
Because then we see him like pretending to be like, why didn't you call me to the hygienist? And that's
Yeah.
just a bunch of bullshit for the show. And
Yeah. Mhm.
I want these serious moments between them where we see them having, I don't want this fake, like he's going to hook up with the dental hygienist. I don't want
Cuz
it.
he's not going to do that, especially with a fucking camera in front of his face recording everything for a television show.
I don't want it.
No.
I don't want it. And this just really reminded me of something I need to tell you at the end of this episode. So I just wrote it down so we don't forget. Okay.
Okay.
Now let's go to Sharae and Anthony. We
Not
did get
he by Sharae, but she by Sharae. I have to
this
quote
is
Andy Cohen every time I hear her name.
how about She by Sheen? So
Right.
She by Sharae News. We got it all. So Sharae and Anthony, we did get to see Anthony smile for the first time ever in this episode.
Yes. Mhm.
Thank the
Yeah,
Lord. Thank the
he's just
Lord.
not a smiler. He's just not that kind of dude. He's just not.
Mm-mm.
And for every dude who's like him, really calm and cool, he's always got a woman like Sharae.
Listen, they keep talking about how crazy she is and stuff, but I hadn't seen it.
But I think we're gonna see it. I have a feeling it's in there. It's in
Yeah,
there.
it's in there
Yeah.
because they keep
Yeah.
talking about it. So somebody's seen it.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna see it.
So he tells Sharae, she comes in the room and he was like, I told my mom, Sharice, to stay out of our relationship. And she's like, I don't want to be in your relationship. And I want
Yes, you
you two
do.
women. Yes, you do. I want
Yeah.
you two women to be on the same page. I want you to respect each other. I want you to have boundaries.
Mhm.
And he's like, hold on. So the PO calls, and this is the guy that he wanted to talk to
Right.
originally. And he's like, hey, I talked to whoever was the woman, and she said I need to ask you about the party and stuff. And the PO goes, yeah, like you can do this. I said you could, but you got to be home by 1 a.m.
Mhm.
and don't mess up, no shenanigans, because then
Right.
I'll never give you an extension on your curfew again. He's like, absolutely
Right.
not. So they hang
That's
up.
pretty
And
nice for him just getting out and his POs doing
he's
that.
never even met the guy in person.
Exactly. So that's really, I mean, some POs are hard asses. I know the one I got was horrible, but this
Shut
is a real
up,
cool
Keisha.
one.
Stop that.
He's cool. I like him.
Keisha's never been to prison, never been to jail. She's never had a PO. Don't let her try to trick you. Okay?
I try to
All
live
right.
that thug life in my head sometimes.
Yeah,
It just comes
whatever.
out. Yeah.
Whatever. You're as bougie as I am, and don't try to pretend like you're not. Okay. So the ladies are like, woo, and they're happy, and mom's
Mhm.
dancing and stuff. And mom goes, did you hear him? I said, no bullshit, and no drinking, and no shenanigans. And she's
Yeah.
like, "Ee!" And she's like hugging him and screaming on him. He never cracks a smile. He doesn't even barely blink.
He's
And mom
just
goes,
reserved, very reserved. And it could be because he's in front of a camera.
yeah, mom goes, he's just so nonchalant. It's like, that's a great word for him.
Yes, it is.
So Anthony says, when's Richie coming home? And she says her
Mm.
brother Debow is dropping him off. And Debow, first she says her twin brother, but later he says my little sister. So I don't know what's happening. Are they twins?
I mean, they could be both. Can be
Yeah.
true. They could be twins, and he was first. He came out first.
All
Because
right.
twins do that. They make a big deal out of who is the oldest.
Yeah.
Between them.
I'm 5 minutes
So,
older, all that. Yeah.
Yes.
So she says her brother Debow is super protective of her. So cute Richie walks in. I don't know what Richie was wearing,
He's so adorable. What do you mean
but
wearing?
so cute.
Oh, with his little do-rag on?
Yeah, and his tank top. But
His little
all three
white
of them wearing
beater?
white shirts. Yeah, so
Yeah.
cute.
It was the theme of the day. But
Oh
he's
my
a
gosh.
cutie.
He's really cute. He's just real
Yeah.
sweet to his mom and stuff.
Yes.
So, they walk in and it's kind of awkward because Anthony's trying to hug him and stuff, but Debow is there. And Debow
Right.
walks in and is like, hey man, everything. And they shake hands and he goes, so you married to my sister or what? Like you guys did that? Like, I don't like that. You did that behind my back. Of course, she reminds us, we're not really married. I got
We
that
ain't
fake
really married.
certificate.
Yeah.
So Debow says, listen, man, like I wish you would have talked to me, like asked for the blessing, but now you're going to have to earn it. You're going to have to earn it for me. And he's like, all right, like I get it. And Anthony, nothing's going to ruffle his feathers. He didn't care. He's like, yeah,
Nothing
that's
at
fine.
all.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
And Sharae says, all right, if y'all are going to fight, like get it all out now because I don't want it to be at the party. And Debo's trying to kind of rile him up, but Anthony's just like making something on the stove. He's not flinching.
Yeah.
So Anthony goes, back in the day when they were 14,
Yeah.
back in the day, I let her go because I was into that street life. When you were 14?
You were just 14. Like, just say you were 14 and young. Yeah.
Yeah. And he goes, but I vowed if I ever got her back, I'd never let her go. And Anthony says, like, here's the thing. Like, I want structure. I used to have women and I could control them and I had all the control, but I don't want that anymore. Like, I want a woman that's going to keep me in line. I need the structure in my life because they're like, this Sharae, like, she's crazy. Now,
Yeah.
she's a little crazy with her alarms and stuff. She is.
I mean, but if you want someone to keep you straight and keep you together and on a schedule, you got the right one. Because she's going to have an alarm for it. No matter what the situation is, Sharae has an alarm for it, okay? You're going to hear
she sets an alarm for like 2:30, like, whoop, got to get up, got to pee. Got to set an alarm for that.
She may be one of those people.
It's real strange.
I don't know.
So he goes, we balance each other. We just balance each other. And Sharae goes, yeah, he's very calm. He's a calming presence in my life. And I need that from him.
Yes.
And Sharice is kind of agreeing. And she goes, now listen, Sharae's like me. She goes from 0 to 60. She's like a mini me. And Sharae goes, no, I'm not. Stop. No, I'm not like you.
Like,
Stop.
She's already calling me a mini me. Like,
I don't want to be like you. Stop that. Get out of my house.
Yeah.
So
even though
Anthony
you have a key.
said, you're right. We're going to do something
come
about
right
that.
back in. Yeah.
Anthony says, yeah, listen, I know Sharae has dealt with a lot of weak dudes who took advantage of her. And, speaking of weak dudes, I want to talk to Rich, the father of Richie. I want to speak to him as well. And I need Rich to understand he has got a good baby mama here who lets him be involved in his child's life and, isn't on any bullshit. And I want to sit down, have a man-to-man with him. Sharae wants to come. And Debow goes, no, then it wouldn't be a man-to-man. He's like, that's right. I'm going to have a man-to-man to him and she's not coming. So Debow agrees with that.
It's kind of soon to do that, I think.
Yeah, let's give it a couple weeks.
Well, Sharae's going to fuck it up anyway at that party.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, they have to do that for the drama.
True.
So Sharae reminds us that, he doesn't know Rich is coming to the party.
Oh,
but
God.
Debow seems pretty sweet, and I kind of loved him.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I don't think he came on too strong. I mean, he's probably seen some whack-ass dudes that his sister has dated, and he knows his sister is a lot herself, but he wants to protect his family. Maybe there's not a dad around, so he just takes on that role.
Yeah, could be. So now we get this scene where Sharae and her brother, Debow, and there's two women there, but I don't ever know who these women were. One of them's name is
his wife.
One of them is Debow's wife.
Yes.
Okay. Her name is, there's another woman there named Brandy, and she's like, y'all can't do him like y'all did me. I was like, now does that mean Brandy was in prison? I didn't understand.
No. Brandy is his wife. And I think they gave her a hard time about, I didn't see another woman.
Oh, okay. Maybe she was sitting down and then she stood up and I thought it was two different women.
I think so. yeah. I think they gave her a hard time when they started dating.
Being in the family, like joining the family.
Yes.
Okay, because I was like, were you in prison? Is that what you're saying? Like when you got out of prison or when you joined this just wasn't explained very well.
Right.
But they do say that everybody's supposed to wear all black to the party. It's blackout. And Debow goes, now I got a question. Why we got to be in all black in this 90-degree heat? Like it's hot as shit out here. And she said, this is my vision. Black represents freedom. I want everybody to be in black. I was like, black represents freedom?
I never knew that. I always thought black represented death.
I thought black represented you look skinnier in your clothes. I
That
don't know.
too. That too. But both can be true in this case. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's just a weird thing for a I'm out of prison color
everybody
thing.
wear black to represent
Everyone
his
should have worn
freedom.
like orange to remind them of.
No, 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 no,
I'm trying to think of
no.
what color they could have all. How about everyone could just wear whatever they wanted to wear?
Well, no, 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 not at
Not
Sharae's
for
party.
Sharae's party.
No,
No,
no, no,
most
no, no.
definitely
She's
not.
got to have full control. So she goes, so everybody's going to wear black. And you're going to follow the dress code. And he goes, whatever. It's going to be hot, man. It's going to be so hot. Um, and Debow says, I don't like how Aunt was talking to me. Like, I think we're going to have to talk again. And Brandy was there, and I just said, who was Brandy? Okay. So now we see Anthony go to look for a ring with his mom, and he says, I just told Sharae I was going out to lunch with my mom. Now, I think this is, I love when these guys do that. Like, he really seems to me he really likes her.
He likes her. And he's got big, strong arms, too. I don't know if you noticed that.
He does. He is like a pumped up Urkel. Like, you know what I mean? He is a pumped up Urkel is what he is.
He most definitely needs to invest in some new lenses.
Yeah, yeah. So he says, listen, we're going to look for a ring for Sharae. You know, she had a ring before, okay? But we had a mishap. She found out I had been married before. She didn't know about that. So I don't know what happened to that ring. Anyway, my mom thinks, she's flushed it. And he says,
most definitely.
My mom thinks that we're still married and this is just a replacement for a ring that she lost.
Right.
So he sees a gorgeous ring that's $1,555. And mom's like, I don't like it. I think it's too tiny. I think she needs a bigger one. And he goes,
what did she say? This is, what did she say? Eye, private eye?
She said something about private eye. I didn't get it.
Like you got to look real hard with a magnifying glass to be able to see that ring.
Oh, my God. And mom's like, I don't like it. It looks kind of small. I don't think she's going to like it. And he goes, well, you aren't buying it. So zip it. And so she's like, So he decides to buy that ring. And the sales lady goes, well, this is great. Wow, you're smiling. I haven't seen you smile at all in this process. I was like, we haven't seen you smile in 3 days.
And no, not on any of the episodes that he's been on. We've not seen maybe a crack of a smile, but that was it. And that looked like it hurt him to do.
He was like, I got the ring I wanted. So he smiles and he says, I don't care what anybody thinks about us not being married, whatever, not being really married. I don't really care what they think. And she's going to be very surprised with this ring and I'm going to propose and all that.
Yes.
Yeah, they're going to be surprised when you propose when they think you're already married, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet he's planning on proposing at that party, but things go real left whenever Richie's daddy comes.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. All right, now let's go to Chelsea. Chelsea she's in a mood. She is in a mood.
Yes, she is. She was a little bit unbearable this episode. She was like, damn, girl, chill.
So it's 3 days out of prison, and she's in the bed, and he's trying to wake her up, and she says she doesn't feel well, and she misses the kids, and he's like, yeah, Chelsea doesn't feel well. She's moving slow, and no, we hadn't had sex yet. I'm frustrated by that. Like, I don't know.
Well, because every night when she in the middle of the night, she starts not feeling good, and the next morning she doesn't feel good either. But then she goes out, smokes a cigarette, and everything's okay.
Yeah, and she has brunches with people and whatnot. So he goes, he tells her, he's like, you got to go ahead and get up. We're meeting with that attorney. I'm going to go take a shower. So when he goes in the bathroom, her friend Gio calls. And Gio is a buddy who is obviously deaf also, or is fluent in sign language, one of the two.
He's better than what we are not used to seeing with Chelsea's friends and their sign language. Like, he really knows sign language.
For sure. And he has like a stand for his phone so you can see both of his hands and everything.
Yes.
And so he calls and the kids are with him or whatever, the younger ones, I don't know. And he says, the kids, they didn't feel well, but I gave, Trevor got up, I gave him some Tylenol, they've gone back to sleep. They're fine. And he goes, hey, I went by your house and I got your mail and I got that SSI letter. And Chelsea goes, what are you talking about? And he goes, I got the letter. And so he holds it up so she can read it. Now, here's some hashtag journalism for you, Keisha.
Okay.
SSI is for people who are 65 or older, as well as people of any age, including children who were blind or have disabilities,
Right.
like being deaf. But to
Yes.
qualify for SSI, you have to have little or no income and very few resources. So you can't just get it because you have a disability. You have to also prove you have no other income.
Yeah, and I think this is where Chelsea fucked up at.
Because she's on a television program that's paying her?
Yeah, and they got wind of it. I'm like, oh, well, you don't need this extra money. You've got Matt Sharp money. Yeah,
Yep.
she didn't think about that shit.
Nope. So Mikey comes in and she's like super frustrated on the phone, and she's saying like she won't get any money for March, which we assume is March of this year. And she's like, how will I take care of my kids? How will I pay my bills? And Gio says, don't worry, I'm going to help you. And then Mikey comes in and is like, hey, like what's Gio saying? Like what's going on? What are you saying? And she gets
Right.
all mad and is like, I can't interpret for you. I am not an interpreter. I have to talk to him. Get out of here. Go. Leave.
She
Like
was wrong for that. Like
aggressive as shit, man.
she acted like she talked to Brittney and they had like a girls meeting or some shit on how to treat their man like shit, because this is bad.
Yeah. So he puts on a coat and goes outside, and he says like, man, I got financial frustration. I got sexual frustration. And now I'm out here in the outside world, the shock of being out, and I'm trying to learn how to talk to people. And now
Yeah.
she's acting this way to me. And I wish she would just calm down. And then he throws his coffee cup.
I mean, not only does he have to learn how to talk to people, he's having to learn a whole new language as well.
Totally. Yes.
And he's doing pretty damn good, I gotta admit.
I agree with that. I think, and he seems so
he's
sweet.
doing real good. Mm-hmm.
So in her talking head, she explains she gets SSI, and which for disability is an SSA under her dad's workman's comp. Here's some more journalism for you. Here's some more journalism for you, Keisha.
Okay.
So the SSI, SSDI are all under SSA. So SSA is the Social Security Administration. You know, while you work, you pay taxes into the Social Security system, and then you retire. Or if you become disabled, you, your spouse, and your dependent children receive monthly benefits based on your earnings. So if your earnings are zero, you're going to get like the full Social Security benefit. Right. So somehow she's getting SSI for disability, and she's getting SSA from her dad's workman's comp as a dependent child. But that's weird because she's 40 years old.
Yeah, that part didn't make much sense at all.
Because her dad's not dead. She's not taking his Social Security because he died, and it didn't transfer to her.
No. I mean, and we know that she's getting help from the state as well, because she mentioned food stamps.
Food stamps.
So she may need to not do another season of the show so she can keep all of her benefits. Because I think that's what screwed her.
Totally what screwed her. This is income.
Yeah.
So he walks around forlornly outside. He's wishing he still had his coffee cup. He wished he wouldn't have thrown it down. He's vaping. He's cursing.
Yeah.
So she's telling the producers she has to pay for her kids, to eat and to live. She has to pay for all of her bills. She has to pay for Mikey's stuff, including his cell phone. And it's all hitting her at once, that if she doesn't have this money, like, what's she going to do?
Yeah.
So I'm imagining all those benefits plus the food stamps probably equal more than her Matt Sharp paycheck.
Most definitely. Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I fucked myself by getting a job.
You did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you fucked yourself for getting a job, and it's on national television. So,
yeah.
I mean, someone could have possibly just reported her.
She had to, in order to work for a production company, she had to give them a W-9 for them to, or a 1099 or what, you know what I mean? There is paperwork involved.
Right.
So the government has that paperwork. So that trickles down to wherever you're taking those benefits from, and they're like, oh, you have a job now. Well, we're not giving you anything. If I was better with my vision, I could have screenshot that letter, but there's no way
you did it.
Well, there was no way to read it because he put it on the screen so fast and it wasn't clear. But there's ways around it, but I just didn't have time. So anyway, now we're in the car. In the car, she is smoking, signing, talking, and driving.
Yeah.
And then she uses a fourth hand. She obviously has four hands. She takes another hand because she's signing, she's driving, and then she just throws her hairbrush into the back seat. I was like, how does she not have an accident?
She don't give a damn about any of the rules of the road. None at all. She's breaking them all. I mean, literally, if a police officer stopped her by, she would get charged for several different things.
Yes. Yeah. It's crazy. So, did you notice that he's wearing like a half zip and it's Simply Southern,
I
which
did
is like
not.
a
Yes, it
real
is.
southern brand.
Yeah.
Like you
Yes,
barely
we
see
have
that
those.
outside of like the Carolinas, you know?
Yeah. I mean, at one point down here, every fifth woman you saw had on one of those shirts, and
Simply
me
Southern.
being
Yeah,
me, I was like, I refuse.
I refuse.
I'm
Yeah.
not. I refuse.
It's like a lesser Vineyard Vines, as it were.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
agree. I agree.
Yeah. So he says, so he's saying to her in the car, like, why didn't you tell me about what's going on with the money? And I just
Right.
hate all this back and forth, all this arguing. And she tells him, stop talking.
Yeah.
So they pull up to the lawyer and he goes, I want you to come with me. And she goes, no, because we don't have an interpreter. And then I'm going to feel left out and you just go. So he
She was
says,
gonna
like,
go had she not been pissed off, and I felt bad for
yes.
him because he's like, please, like he doesn't want to go by himself.
He's like, will
You
you please go
know?
with me? And then he says
Yeah.
later, like, well, maybe it's a good thing she didn't go because then I didn't have to interpret. But she see, when it comes to this situation, it seems like she might have had some good insight, but he did fine. He did fine.
Yes, he did. He did good.
So he goes in to talk to lawyer Matthew, and he explains about his stroke in prison when he was playing softball. So he says
Hmm.
that he hit the ball, and immediately from his head to his toes, he felt this tingling on the whole one side of his body, and
Yeah.
I think he fell to the ground, and they went to get the nurse, and the nurse said she would come and check on him once she finished her pill call. So I guess he got
Yeah.
back to his cell somehow, and
Probably
White was
carried, or he had to have
mhm,
help for
because
sure.
all the inmates were like, "This is fucked up. Like
Yes.
this man's going to die in here, and you guys are doing
Right.
nothing."
Hmm.
So the nurse came in and she says, right when she saw him, she put a call into an ambulance because she saw how he
Hmm.
was paralyzed on one side of his body. But then the captain's office in the prison called and canceled the ambulance and then scheduled a
Mm-mm-mm.
transfer, which means they got to schedule the van.
Yep.
They made him strip naked, put him in an orange jumpsuit, bound him with shackles and chains. And by the time he got to the hospital, he says he remembers the double doors of the hospital opening up and
Right.
the ER nurse coming out and saying, you got to take this man out of these handcuffs right away. And the officer with him said, no, I'm going to have to call for approval. And the nurse said, he's going to die if you don't take him out of these handcuffs. We're
He
not going to
most
be able to
definitely
help
has a
him.
lawsuit on his hands.
For
He
sure.
definitely. Chelsea, and you might want to try to stick it out. You might want to try to stick it out because he's got some money most definitely coming in.
And then the guy goes, so the softball game was like 3:30. So what time was this when you finally got to the hospital? And he goes, I'm saying like 10:20. And the guy
Yeah.
goes, so 7 hours. He goes, yeah. Somebody has a
Yeah.
stroke and doesn't get treated for it 7 hours. I mean, he is lucky he's not
He's
dead.
lucky,
Yeah.
exactly, or not paralyzed or something like that. I
Or
mean,
yeah, because he got most of it back. And the lawyer says, yeah, at the very least, this is a violation of his civil rights and also medical negligence. And so,
yes,
yeah, but we're going to have to get a medical expert, which will be a
yes.
physician, to be a professional witness or whatever. And so then Mikey goes, but I'll just be honest with you. Like, I just got out of prison. I'm struggling
Hmm.
financially. I don't know how I'll pay for this. And the lawyer goes, well, the last case I took was on contingency. And so that's how we'll do this. I won't take anything unless we get a settlement. And then I'll take my fee out of your settlement. So you don't have to come up with any money like right now. But you
That's
can't
how you know he has a
expect.
case.
That's
Because the
right.
lawyer said, yeah. When the lawyer, I was like,
Yes.
oh yeah, he knows he's gonna win some money, big time. Yeah.
And also, it makes him push for more money because he's getting a cut of it. Right.
Uh huh. Yep.
So he goes, but you're not going to be able to expect any settlement offers until we're well into this discovery process. I mean, 6 months at least, probably a
Yeah.
year. And so Mikey goes, all right, I thought it would be sooner, but I'm going to tell Chelsea I can bring money to the table. I'm going to get a job and I'm not worried about it. If it takes a while, I'm not worried about it. So he gets in the car and I think she is full depressed because she has gone dead to sleep in the car.
And I can understand that because when my money ain't right, nothing is right.
Yeah. And she's got all these people depending on her,
Yes, she
you
does,
know?
and I have to wonder if she's getting child support.
Oh, yeah. Well, definitely. Well, for the
Not
older
for
two, you
Trevor.
mean?
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
So he tells her, hey, wake up. Like, I got to talk to you. And he says, like, I
Hmm.
just found out, it could be like a year till I get the money, but like, it's okay. Cause we talked and do you want to hear what he said? And she's like, fine, let's go. And he goes, well, why are you so mad? And she goes, I'm not mad.
Right.
And he goes, you are really mad. Like, what
Yeah.
happened between last night and this? Like, why are you so mad? And she goes, I'm just tired. I'm just tired. He goes, I'm going to get out of the car for some air. So he's walking around a little bit. And his talking head, he goes, I don't know why she's acting like this. And I got to be honest, it's not very attractive.
It's not, especially since
No.
she hasn't given it up yet either. Like,
Yeah. He
she's
doesn't even
not.
have that to cling to. Yeah. So she drives up and he goes, I don't want to ride with you acting like this. I'm just going to walk around and get some air. So she drives off.
I know. I was like, James goes, did she just leave him? I said, it fucking looks like she did. She did a U-turn and
She,
left him. So
she was like,
yep. Poor Mikey.
oh. So let's get to our last couple, which is Raneka and Asonta, R.I.P. And she arrives to room 403.
Yes.
And she walks in the room and there's like fast food everywhere. And she goes,
Mhm.
it's ratchet as fuck in here.
It
And
was.
he goes, what are you going to do? I don't know.
It be like that sometimes. That's what he said.
That
It
is
be
what he
like that
said.
sometimes.
It'd be like
Yeah,
that
Skylar
sometimes.
says that too. Skylar was like,
And
it'd be like that sometimes.
that must be what the kids say.
Yeah.
Except for, so she says, listen, I'm here to tell you, I want you to know I'm moving on with my life. I'm done. Like, I can't even look at you. I'm just so like, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say to you. And he says, well, that's fine. The situation is going to be better this way. And she goes, well, you fucked up. And he goes, nobody's perfect. She goes, what? She goes, you're just a piece of shit and you fucked up and you just led me on. Like, bitch, don't even try me. You had a whole bitch the whole time and you manipulated me when you were locked up.
Yep.
You could have just let me be, but you lied to me. Yeah. I mean, she goes, you're not even from Fulton County. She can't get over that.
No, she can't. And here's the thing. When she started talking about moving from Kentucky to Atlanta to be with him, that should have been the point where he's like, you know what? I may have gone a little bit too damn far with this situation. Let me just stop calling her and block her number or something like that. But he totally used her. And Raneka's wig has been through a lot.
It has.
It has been through
It has. It has. So she continues and is like, I just hope and pray I never meet another motherfucker like you. I loved your ass and now I hate your ass. I am done. And she's crying though. So that is sad.
And I was just glad that we were able to hear things over that goddamn jacket she had on that kept going, yeah, scrunch, yeah. I'm like, oh, just take it off. Take it off, please. But yeah, she was sad and I felt bad for her.
Yeah. I did feel bad for her too.
Yeah, so, she was hurt. And then for him to act like he just didn't care at all.
He didn't care. He said, she's hurt. She's going to have to get over it.
Yeah.
It's like, he's cold. So.
And you know what's even worse? She was on Instagram talking about how much she missed him just the other day. So at some point, they do reconnect.
You think?
No, they do. They reconnect. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
So the producer asked him, so in the morning when you left Raneka's house, where did you go? And he goes, I went to my auntie's house to get my phone.
Stop!
And producer goes, come on now. At 5 in the morning, he goes, uh-huh. Producer goes, come on now. Give us the real here. And he goes, all right, here's the truth. A female had bought me a phone, so I went and got it. Yeah, it was just a close friend from childhood. And the producer goes, a close friend? He goes, He goes, did you have sex with your close friend? He goes, okay, yeah, we did. We had sex.
Like we didn't already know that. You know what I mean?
And then he says something interesting. He goes, there's a lot of temptation in the world. And my dad taught me to always be with multiple women. And that's all I know how to do. And that was sad too.
That's super gross.
Yeah, it's sad and gross.
I mean, just say I just got out of prison and I want to fuck around a little bit.
And I was on the Keisha plan.
Yeah, we could have we could have rooted for you a little bit, but he's a low down dirty dog. He is a bitch of a man.
Yeah, and she calls him that about 400 times here in the next sequence. So Raneka's out in the hall. She's talking about that other bitch, and she's like, he's a habitual liar. I'm done with him. I'm gonna let him go because she says, just let me remind you, I am Diva Raneka. I am a boss ass bitch. I don't have to deal with this.
I sell eyelashes and vending machines. You do not know who you playing with. You
don't even know. When I put that first vending machine in that mall, it sold out in one day. So he comes out and she's yelling at him and she's saying, you'll never find another bitch like me because I had love for you and I loved you and you're a fake ass bitch and I hate you, you fake ass bitch. She's fake ass bitch is her favorite. So after the commercial, we get a talking head with Asonta who says, I got Raneka. I got my baby mama who I'm in love with. And then I got beep. That's the auntie who's refused
Mm-hmm.
to be on camera.
Whose
And
name is Michelle. We found
and
that
he
out.
says, those are my
Michelle.
starting 3.
Like,
That
damn.
was, wow.
He
Those are
just
my
he has no
starting
respect for
3.
women. Yes, my
None.
starting 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, Raneka is saying to him, like, you bitch, you keep playing with me. I'm going to revoke my money and they're going to rebond you. Just keep talking, keep talking. And you fucked me raw on that first day. You tell your
He
bitch to
did
come
all
and
of them.
bond you out. Yeah. She's like,
Yeah.
you think you can get out? You try me, bitch. What time is it? Diva time. Diva time. It's
And I don't think
hilarious that
she revokes the bond. I don't think
no, I
she
don't think she
revokes
does.
the
But
bond.
it's hilarious because
She
he's like,
switched over to the
listen,
diva personality.
oh yeah, so we had Raneka,
We have
and then
Raneka,
we had who's the this is
Nika. We have
Nika,
Nika. And then we got Big Diva.
and we got Big Diva. It was Diva time.
Yes.
So she was
Yeah.
Raneka was in there, she was crying,
Yes.
and now it's Diva time.
It's
And
Diva time.
so he's like, I don't want the police to be called in this Holiday Inn Express yelling at each other, right?
It's true.
So he goes back in the room and she's like, you're a thirsty ass, whack ass bitch. Bye, bitch. Bye, bitch. So she gets in the car with KC and he's like, what happened? She goes, I'm done with him. I'm done with him.
Mhm.
I'm completely done with him. And KC goes, so we're done? She goes, case closed. Boom, boom.
Boom. Yeah. She called him bitch so much that I think he like had to go back to the room and rethink of what his name really was. Cause she bitched him down this episode. Like, damn, like he's confused on what his name really is. Like, poor dude. No, not poor dude, but he fucked up.
I do love when she was calling him bitch, but she over bitched it this episode.
She did, but I mean, I believe in calling a man a bitch when he's being a bitch.
I believe in it too, and he deserves it. But it was a lot.
He did.
It's like you could, but also maybe she knew that word would be allowed on WeTV because some of the
As
other words they
opposed
had
to
to
some of the
bleep.
other words. Yeah, like you bitch ass motherfucker. Because he deserved a bitch ass motherfucker right there. He really did.
Yeah, when he
I'm
said
surprised
this,
she didn't hit him or push him.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, because that was
She's
definitely worth a punch to the chest. All the shit he was doing.
She's a tiny little feisty thing for sure.
She is. Yep.
For sure.
Yep.
So, case closed. All right. So next week on Love After Lockup, Key Rock is laying in the bed. He looks sick. He looks like sweaty. He
I'm
ain't feeling good.
wondering, is it because he's not able to take those testosterone injections now?
No, I don't think he's going to agree to not take the hormones. I don't think
Well,
he's going to agree to that.
I'm saying that he can't afford to have the shots now.
Oh, well, I think we would have heard that already.
You think so?
I think we would have heard that already.
Maybe we're going to hear it then.
He doesn't feel good. And Brittney's like, I really think we should call the doctor. And so next we see Redd calls his bestie. I got to call my bestie. Let me call my bestie. Hey, bestie. And it's that white girl with the brown hair that we saw in the car on this season on. That's who it is. It's a lot happening in one day. A lot happening.
James is not allowed to have any female besties. We don't do that.
No. If my husband comes home, he's like, have you met my bestie, Sarah? I'd be like,
bitch, who?
Excuse me? Who?
Yeah.
So now we're at Anthony's party, the blackout party, and he says, you've got your baby father at my spot? And he walks out, and Sharae says to the camera, all right, this is done, bye. And then somebody speeds off, and they're yelling, stop.
It was them. It was them. It was her car, so it was the two of them.
The two of them were leaving their own party?
Well,
maybe it was like 12:45, and it's like Cinderella. He got to get home by 1.
That's true, too. Yeah.
So tell me what you know about this girl named Michelle that is...
That's all I know. That's all I know. I was watching
okay.
Raneka's live when she was in Kroger shopping, and she was in Kroger shopping, and she's like, well, WeTV can't tell y'all, but I can tell y'all what her name is. It's Michelle. That's her real name. And that's all that she said about Auntie. Yes.
All right, Keisha, I saw that you posted a new episode and that you were talking about Brittney's book. I have started Brittney's book. I'm reading it.
Okay.
Reading it. I'm not listening. I'm reading.
Yeah.
And so have you read the whole thing? You're reading.
I'm totally done. I'm done. I've read the whole book.
Damn, I'm not even halfway.
It's not a hard read.
It's not a hard read. It's written very
at all.
It's written very simply. Yes.
Yes. And my only complaint is that I feel like so many things could have had way more details to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But again, it's Britney Spears writing a book. So,
With
I
help.
gave
I
her
mean,
some
she had a
grace.
ghostwriter.
She most definitely, yes. But just, I needed some more details with certain subjects. Some of them she just kind of sped right through them. But it
Yeah.
was still a good read. And poor Brittany, I hate her parents so much. If I see her parents walking down the street, I'm gonna slap the shit out of both of them. They are horrible people.
I
They
told
really
you,
are.
we have this family friend that
Right?
worked for them, and she said, don't discount the mom in this
Because
situation. She's just as bad.
yeah, and we got to read about it. I don't know how a mom could do some of the things that she did to that child. Who was paying all of her bills?
Okay, here's the question. Remember in a couple of the documentaries s5e saw Felicia,
Mm-hmm.
Fee, and
Mm-hmm.
Fee was in the documentary that she and Kevin did together, what it was called,
Mm-hmm.
Chaotic or whatever it was.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And you could tell, like, that was like her mother figure. And
It
we've
was.
seen, Felicia's got like a Brittney museum in her house. Can Fee not step in and be a mother figure to her now?
That's
Does
what
the
I was wondering. I'm like, if she ever needed a motherly figure, a mentor, and a really good assistant, she needs it right now. So,
So I
I
wonder
don't
if
know.
she's in touch with Felicia. That's what I want to know.
I hope she is.
I think
I
not,
hope.
though. I think she said in one of that documentary she was in when they talked to her. I think she said she wasn't.
I think she said that at one point in the book, she says that towards the end, Fee was in and out, but always there if she needed her.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. We need to rekindle that relationship, most definitely.
I know, because you could tell she really did love her and care for her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Of course, we know
Yeah.
nothing about Felicia. She could be in on it too. I don't know. But yeah,
That's
so I haven't
true.
read it because I only read like 10 minutes every night before bed. Like I'd get the book and read it till I get tired.
Okay.
So I can't just sit and read a whole book in one sitting unless I'm on a vacation, which doesn't happen. So,
Right. Right. You'll finish it by night 4.
okay. Well, speaking of vacation, guys, I want you to know that next week I'm going to be at BravoCon. So the
Mm-hmm.
lineup for next week is going to be on Monday of next
Uh-huh.
week. You're going to have Keisha and
Mm-hmm.
Kimberly of A Date with Dateline doing Love After Lockup.
Whoop whoop.
How excited are you? You're going to love Kimberly so much.
I mean, I'm super excited. I mean, I had so much fun recording with Amy. And
Yeah.
here's the thing. I've not ever talked to these people before other than an occasional something on Pink Shade on
Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah. Or we text
So,
sometimes. Yeah.
yeah, yes. But other than that, I've never seen them, recorded with them or anything like that. So it's very, very exciting. Plus, I've listened to Kimberly for so long
Yeah.
that, I'm excited. And I will
She's
make
funny.
you
You're
proud.
funny. Yeah. Make me proud. And, they don't curse at all. They have no cussing on their podcast. Not they've so like she'll say that she's such a bisque. She uses other words. But I
Well, she
have
gonna
here
learn. She gonna
uh,
learn next week.
I have on when she does 90 Day with me now. Sometimes she does break and say a
Okay.
bad word, which makes me it makes my heart sing. It
I'm gonna
does.
break I'm gonna break her whole back when I'm done with her with the cuss words.
Kimberly.
Saddle up.
Oh, she's so funny. And then, guys, on Tuesday, it will be Kimberly and Katie of A Date with Dateline doing 90 Day Fiance together. And then
Mhm.
on the weekend, it will be Amy and Amanda. This coming weekend, it'll be Amy and Amanda doing Hey Bunky. So it's going to be 3 Bunky takeovers in a row.
Mhm.
Amy and Amanda, Keisha and Kimberly, Kimberly and Katie. And I'm very appreciate. I'm appreciative of all of the Pink Shade crew for jumping in and helping me out while I'm at BravoCon because there's no way I can record when I'm
No.
on a different time zone and trying to run to all these things and get all this scoop for you guys.
Yeah.
So, but I will be going live a lot on Instagram as much as I can to show you guys or, see what's going on. So, if you're not following me on Instagram, I know I'm out here hoarding myself all the time for it, but you go ahead and follow. I
That's
put
right.
up I'm going to say what was a masterpiece reel I put up on Instagram. Did you see it today, Keisha, when you checked your
No.
phone?
No. I didn't see it.
It is my theory on why Jasmine is the Britney Spears of the 90 Day Fiancé franchise. I've
Oh,
got,
I think Jasmine's so cute.
she's gorgeous,
Yes, she really is. Yeah.
but she
Loves,
really
loves her
likes to
kids kid.
post 26 pictures of herself in the exact same dress, just in a slide reel like Brittany does. Just 20 pictures looking at the camera at different angles in the same outfit. It's real weird. It's real weird. Like pick your best one. We don't
And
need
post
20.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I
Yeah.
totally agree. Yeah. It's very attention seeking.
So go ahead and check that out over there on Pink Shade Pod or on
Will do.
TikTok at Pink Shade Podcast. And guys, make sure you're following Keisha because she did read the entire Brittney book and is breaking it down for you over there. And what else are you talking about on the Libra Lounge?
Jada's book, Teen Mom, and who else?
Keisha, did you read Jada's book or are you just going from what you've heard?
Oh, I'm totally just talking shit. I have no interest in reading her book at all. No.
Okay. Okay.
We're just talking shit about the shit that we heard about the book.
Okay. All right. I got it.
About her. Yeah.
Okay.
And so we got Teen Mom, some updates from Kim Zolciak, and, me and producer James talking shit. That's what we do.
Okay. I love it. I love it. All right, everybody go listen to the Libra Lounge with Keisha and listen to us on the other days of the week. And please follow us both on Instagram. Bye. Yay. Ads not read by me, Mary Payne, don't necessarily reflect the views of Pink Shade. If you'd like to listen to ad-free, you're going to go on over to Supercast or Patreon, and you can find the links to Pink Shade Prime at pinkshadepodcast.com.